Hello everyone and welcome to another pre-modern video. Laycro here, and today we have an exciting one, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're talking about Contamination. Contamination is one of my favorite decks in the format. It's a two-card combo. Contamination, as the deck reads, is at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Contamination unless you sacrifice a creature. That's a major drawback. But if a land is tapped for a mana, it produces black instead. And the combo with this card is Nether Spirit. So this is unfortunately the new artwork on Magic Online. I really do love the old one. And this creature says at the beginning of your upkeep, if Nether Spirit is the only creature card in your graveyard, you may return Nether Spirit to the battlefield. So what happens is basically you stack the triggers right, so that Nether Spirit comes and sacrifice Nether Spirit forever, so Contamination sticks on the battlefield. And what does an opponent do when he's not playing with black mana? He does nothing, right? And we can win through Zombie Infestation to create a bunch of zombies, or we can win through Mishra's attack. So it's much more of a prison deck than anything else in this format. And why I like this deck so much is because you can include stuff like Powder Keg in the main deck, which is really valuable. You have a ton of removal, you have a ton of discard. This Nether Spirit obviously is really good with Cabal Therapy, so really good against combo decks as well. And currently meta is shifting more towards combo decks, so that's why this is really important. I really do love the card Skeletal Scrying. We've seen that a lot in like white black control lists. It definitely also shines in this version of the deck because we can fill our graveyard with the Zombie Infestation, for instance, or with Sickening Dreams, for example, get cards into our graveyard and then utilize the cards in our graveyard to draw, to use that as a draw. And then also, obviously, as we play no really creatures except for Nether Spirit, we can play Innocent Blood, which is pretty great against Dreadnought matchups. It's basically good against any creature matchups. So basically, this deck is all removal, two Smothers as well, right? All discard. You can play, due to the fact that you play monocolor, you can play 4 Wastelands, 4 Rishadan Ports to tax opponent's mana, 4 Mishra's Factory, and a bunch of Swamps as well, of course. So this deck is really an exciting one, and I just finished my project of have this in paper full foil. So I'm really excited to play that in the next Moxforge League. For those who are watching that right now, you have a peek already. And then up to the sideboard, where it also gets interesting. One of my favorite cards is Haunting Echoes, which is basically if you can control the game long enough, it basically strips your opponent of the whole deck. And especially with the discard outlets that you have, or with the discard that you have in your deck, you can get the key pieces, and then when you hit Haunting Echoes, it actually exiles like half of their opponent's deck, so they can't do anything anymore, and you lock them out of the game. Especially also good against combo decks. Of course, if you exile one piece of the combo, they can't fulfill the combo anymore. Then we have Contagion. Actually, it's just additional free removal here. We have Dystopia, really good against green and white decks. And then we have Attrition, which I actually do love as well. It's like you sacrifice a creature, destroy a non-black creature. So basically, if you have a Nether Spirit, you have like sacrifice a creature every single turn and destroy opponent's boards. We have the Engineered Plagues against elves and goblins and all the tribal stuff, and also Mono White Weenie. Sickening Dreams, another copy of that one. You can discard X cards and then deal X damage to each creature and each player, so mass removal here. The 4th Powder Keg, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is Contamination for you today. Really excited about those gameplays, and let's hop into the first one. Alright guys, we're here for round 1, and this is no black mana, but if we draw black mana, we can cycle this Furnace. We have a Snuff Out if we draw a Swamp. I think that's a keep, even though. Like, it's not a great keep, but I think we can handle to draw good stuff off the top. That's a Mishra's Factory. That's unfortunately not a Swamp. But we played 12 Swamps in this list, so should be able to find one. Factory. So maybe that's Tide Control. Zombie Infestation. That's a way to get rid of at least one Nether Spirit. I will play out the factory here, and then we tap the, like, depending on what he does here in the end step, probably Impulse. Yeah. That might also be the combination between Dreadnought and Tide. So I won't, like, okay, I just passed that. It's not a good stop set. So I will definitely port on end step. Powder Keg. Yeah, sure. I think like we will activate this first. I will go for. Do I go for Powder Keg and just let him? Yeah, we play around days. Because Powder Keg is pretty great against the Dreadnought plan. Of course, if he's playing Tide Control and he gets rid of all our lands, of course that's a bad thing, but I think for the Dreadnought plan we're good. And I will leave this at 0. Okay, now with Wasteland we can strip one of their lands away. I think we will get the Fairy Conclave, I think. Or do I? Because right now we can double port, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah, I think we double port. I think we tap Island and also Fairy Conclave. Let's see if he goes for Fact or Fiction. He doesn't, okay. Alright. Okay, no plays from his side, as expected. So now I don't want to another Wasteland, so we will fire that off right now. And you can see that already that we I will strip the I think we strip both, right? We strip the Mishra factory first because I want to see if he impulses for a land. Stifle, okay. That's fine. I can trade a stifle for that. In that case, I will just double port again. Like he can definitely like Fact or Fiction in response, but if he does that, then we're somewhat good because then he uses his turn. He has like so many cards in hand and can't play them. And I won't activate the furnace yet. We can't draw a single black source, can we? All right. So right now, what I will do is just tap 2 blue mana, and if it has only 3, that's fine. So we tap that one. Now he floats a blue. Okay. I will go into his draw step then. Okay. So now he loses the mana. Fine. There's 4 mana. And he doesn't slam the Tide here, so that's good for us. Yeah, I think we just leave that at 1. Okay, there's the swamp. So right now what we can do is basically we get out. He has probably his hand has all counter spells, right? Don't get me wrong, I probably know that. Like, or one probably knows that. So I won't run out Contamination right away. I think I still need, like, double porting is not winning us the game. It's not. But what I can do is I can attempt to Wasteland, because if I Wasteland here and he Fact or Fiction in response, that's great for us. Okay. He floats the mana. I will go to combat. He Fact or Fictions. Yeah. That's fine. Parallax tied against nothing because he needs to do that. And now I can play Contamination. If he doesn't have a foil, Then we're good to go. Okay, so now in our upkeep, we will activate the Mishra's Factory, sack the Mishra's Factory, then get a Zombie Infestation out. With the Zombie Infestation, we will discard a Nether Spirit, and then we have the combo. So let's see. Activates the Mishra's Factory, sure. Sure. I take 2 here. It's fine. Powder Keg. That's bad because now he can get out of the contamination lock if he does it correctly. But let's see. So I will cycle this one in order to draw another. Okay, Spinning Darkness. Yeah, it's okay. So what I will do here, he will discard first, but what I will do is I will activate the Mishra's Factory in my upkeep. So this goes on the stack, and then I will activate Mishra's Factory. Whoops. Hello. Activate Mishra's Factory. I will not put a counter here. And now I can sacrifice it, okay. So apparently he doesn't get what I'm doing here, because otherwise he could have just like killed my Mishra's Factory in response. And with that, I would have lost the contamination. But now what we can do is have the Zombie Infestation, get one Nether Spirit in graveyard, and have the lock forever. And this does not get rid of enchantments, right? So Powder Keg number 2, sure. Right. End step. I will activate. Discard Nether Spirit and Spinning Darkness. Any order is fine. To get a zombie token. And now, in my upkeep, what happens first is... So first, Nether Spirit comes on the stack, right? So Nether Spirit comes on the stack. Yes. Contamination says sacrifice a creature. We'll sacrifice Nether Spirit to keep the contamination. And now we will tick up the Powder Keg. Okay, so that was basically the loop, right? So yeah, great one. Love this deck. It's really tough once you're once you get the ball going with this deck, it's fine. It's just that it takes a time to explain what is happening and also like be really precise on what the next steps are. And we can cut a shit ton of cards here, right? So I think he won't bring in Dreadnoughts in this matchup, and we actually do not have anything major against this deck except for Haunting Echoes. I will keep some removal in, like Snuff Out is a good removal, Smother is great removal. Sickening Dreams not so much, because it is another discard spell, what we discard outlet, but I think we don't need it. I think Spinning Darkness is not great. Smother is better against like the Mishra's Factories and also against his Dreadnoughts. Yeah, and I think we're good to go here. I think that's good to go. So yeah, let's see. All right, double discard, Nether Spirit, Cabal Therapy into Nether Spirit. I think that's good. It's good enough. I think that's a really good hand against him. And what you've seen in the first video, or in the first half, is that it's really key in this deck to be that we have access to all of this Rishadan Port, Mishra's Factory, Wasteland mana. So right now I will start with Duress because he can't. Okay, there's like counter spells into counter spells. So I will actually, like, I don't care if Cabal Therapy is getting countered, right? So what I will do is I will take the Chain of Vapor. So he has 2 counter spells, we know about that. And we have that right here. So 2 counter spells and 3 islands. So there's counter spell, mana leak, triple island. There goes 1 island, probably. Yeah. And now he has counter spell up. And we don't really care about that, right? I will just play Cabal Therapy also into a daze, like I don't care. And I will name counter spell. Because at some point we can play around mana leak. And he drew Mishra's Factory. All right. So now I will ask him if he wants to counter the Furnace. And actually, I really do like Furnace in this deck. Because like it cycles, you have time to cycle this card. So now he plays another mana. The Mishra's Factory, actually. So 2 more islands in hand, 1 mana leak is what we know. And I don't want to activate the Furnace at the moment. Okay. We will play Mishra's Factory. I won't play the Powder Keg here. Like, I will play the Powder Keg once he comes up with, like, Dreadnought, and then we can Smother and then Powder Keg it away. But what I will do is I will play the Furnace number 2. Because eventually I want to cycle the Furnace. And there's nothing going on his side either, so I will just tap the blue source in his upkeep. There's the other island. So now we don't know that he has any islands. We just know the mana leak. Skeletal Scrying, eh? Sure. I think I will cycle one of the Phyrexian Furnaces in his end step. I can cycle right away, I think, because I need to draw into... And I don't care about counterspell, to be honest. Because I want to draw into a land. Okay, that's an Innocent Blood. Okay. And I will tap blue source here. And as mentioned beforehand, like we have plenty of removal here. Okay. And I'm totally fine with getting beatdowns from a Mishra's Factory here. We know that he has mana leak up. Contamination. Like, the best play here would be actually to run Contamination into a counterspell, so we can get rid of the mana leak. However, is that the best play though? I think we end of turn we can Skeletal Scrying for 2, and I think that's better. So I will just leave him with all of his mana. That's fine. Because I need to draw 2 here. I need to find something. And he's not doing anything, so we need to find our lands and stuff like that. So access equals to 1, 2. Leave the Cabal Therapy, of course. Then draw 2 cards and let it get mana leaked. Yup. And we can't pay for that. Alright. So now... Zombie Infestation. This is something that we want to resolve. So yeah, even though he can counter this right away, and probably he will, this is a turn where he can't... Okay, there's another counterspell. This is the turn where he can't deploy Effect of Fiction, and he's on 3 cards in hand. He can do it main phase, and then we respond with the Contamination play. Sure. Quicksand. Great. Oh, the beatdowns. Yeah, we're stuck on 2 lands here, or 3 effectively. I will attempt, if he attacks again, I will attempt to go with Smother. But right now, that's great, right? So we will play the Nether Spirit. Okay. So now the question being, what can he have in hand, right? And I think he has Stifle. Because he like all the other cards he would have played, right? So such as Standstill or an AK or a Wave. So I think Stifle is the card that he has. And we will see if that's the case. Tide and Powder Keg. Wow. Why didn't he play the Tide? I'm a bit confused. Well, anyway. We know that right now. So he has no counterspell left. So let's see what he does. And I'm so confused why he didn't play the Tide last turn. But yeah, let's see what he's doing. Getting rid of all the black mana? Sure. Yup. Okay. You got it. Take 2 then. And he just wants to do the tempo play right here, and that makes sense. Yeah, now I will get the Chain of Vapor here. Draw a card. Okay, there's Wasteland. It's good. Yeah, get back the Nether Spirit. Draw a card. That's a Swamp. Alright. So I will play the Swamp because I want him to... I will play the Wasteland because I want to tap the Mishra's Factory. And if he wants to get all my lands, then these lands are coming back, right? So he has just Powder Keg plus 1 unknown in hand, and fading is going to happen. So I will not tap anything. And if he wants to pressure me, AK, sure. Just redraw. Land is the draw. Powder Keg. Fairy Conclave. I will tap that for you. Yup. And now we will just get rid of... Okay, Counterspell? Sure. So we don't take the Powder Keg, we take Counterspell, that's fine. And I will leave this one back, right? Yeah, we just leave it back. And now his Parallax Tide is on 0. He has no... Like, his literally out is to draw Stifle on top. Which would be awesome for him. But it will be a lucky top deck. But it was a Fairy Conclave here. Okay. There's the Powder Keg. Sure. 0 cards in hand. Alright. So we can resolve literally anything. And this is going to be a contamination, ladies and gentlemen, right? So I will tap down whatever. I will tap it down because I want it to be tapped down. Okay, so now we will... so the only way he wins is with... okay, there's the contamination. The only way he can get rid of the contamination is to bounce our Nether Spirit. And right now fading is happening, so we have three additional mana. Yep, there are all my lands. Hello. And even though if he does that, we can smother our own Nether Spirit, and then it's game. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, how easy this combo is with a 2-card combo. Really great, actually, in my opinion. It's a really good combo deck at the moment, and they're really good against combo decks because tide decks are on the rise, and we need ways to actually counteract this meta. And in my opinion, this is a deck that can do that. But let's see in the next games. All right, guys, here for number 2. And this is a keep because we have like double removal. Like the good thing about this deck actually is that we always have removal in hand, and I don't want to play Cabal Therapy on run here because I don't know what we're playing against, but we always have some sort of removal in hand, and this is burn or goblins. Burn, okay. Um, so in that case, I don't think Smother will do it here. Tough one. So we could play Powder Keg, tick it up to 1. We can also Smother here. I can also play Mishra's Factory and just say go, right? Because, yeah, I think that's the right play. Because depending on what he does here, I don't want to take 2 damage here. So I will, because we have 2 Smothers in hand, I think that's just fine. Just get rid of that. And I am scared of Ball Lightning next turn. Seal of Fire is fine. Like 1 mana, 2 damage is fine. Bird is not the right, like a good matchup, but if we can get the combo going, there's no way he will get out of it. That's a good draw against like the creature heavy stuff. So I will go with Cabal Therapy, naming Ball Lightning. Because of course I could have like left Smother and Sickening Dreams behind, but maybe this will force him because I think he assumes that I play that I name Lightning Bolts, and he will fire that off. Okay. Lightning Bolts? Sure. So now we name Ball Lightning 100%. Ball Lightning. And we hit 1. Ding, ding, ding. Vortex, A. Can we beat a Vortex? That will be, like, if he goes land into Vortex, that's going to be tough. But now we know that his hand is Vortex. Like, do we activate the Mishra's Factory? Because I don't think that we can win. I do think we need to sacrifice this Mishra's Factory to get his Vortex, because otherwise we're just dead to the Vortex. So we will activate the Mishra's Factory, sack that here, and name Sulfuric Vortex. Yep. Get that out of his hand. So his hand is Fire Blast and Incinerate. Okay. So now we can. Okay, Wasteland is not a bad draw. I will play Duress here. And if I ask him the question if he wants to get like fire up the Fire Blast. And if he does that, that's nice for me. Okay, double Fire Blast. Damn it. Dodged. Dodged. So he still has 1 Fire Blast. So we are technically at 8. Another Wasteland, okay. So I don't want to play the Powder Keg here. What I do want to do is draw a Nether Spirit and then win. Unfortunately, yeah, I will leave up the Smother for potential, like, of course we need to act fast, but once we have the Alright, so he's just passing the turn. Drop the land. So, yeah, no plays from our side. Swamp is okay, it's not the best one here. Now we can deploy Powder Keg. Pop, sure. We will tick this up to 1 anyway. Port, sure. I mean, we need to draw Nether Spirit. I will Rishadan Port in his upkeep. Burn is not a great matchup, but if we can get the combo going... Lightning Bolt, sure. If he top decks, I will fire up the Powder Keg here, because if he top decks lightning, Ball Lightning, will be better to have the Smother ready. And Sickening Dreams is a sorcery, so Innocent Blood, eh? Yep. Not drawing the right cards here. Let's see. And it doesn't matter to port him at any point. Lava Man, sure. This will eat an Innocent Blood. Cabal Therapy, okay. So Innocent Blood first. And now, well, do I want to do that? Then he's stuck on 2 mana, and yeah, definitely I want to do that. Because if he goes for it, sacrifices 2, then we can port him and he is stuck on 1 mana. So I will definitely do that. So let's name Fire Blast. Okay. Then let's name nothing. It's fine. So we're down to virtual 5. I will name Brims, Barone, Monster, something. Just need to draw the Nether Spirit and then we're golden. So now in his upkeep, tap target land. Would it fill another land? Sure. Come on, good Duress. That's a contamination. It's not what we need. Whoops, not all of these. Just one. To tap a mountain. What is actually also a good card in this matchup, and we can show that in the sideboard, is I have one in the main deck, I think. Another Contamination. Sure, I will run it out just to blank one of his rounds with Contamination. Maybe it will force him to crack the Seal of Fire, something like that. Like, some people don't know how to play against this deck. I will blank his turn at least. Because we have 3 of them, so... I've seen people just scooping to Contamination without anything. So. Yep. I can't. Another swamp. That's not what we need. Yeah, just run out another one. Like that. Okay. Another turn safe. We've drawn really poorly in this matchup at the moment. Okay. I will actually tap this. Let's see how he responds. Because if I tap this right now, he can't do anything about it. Yep. Because he doesn't have any red mana. And then next turn, if Contamination goes, then I can Wasteland it. So it's not 2 damage in my face. That's a good thing. Smart plays, the smart plays. Not Cabal Therapy. Oof. Tough. I mean, what can one do? It's only, like, I drew only this card, and this is a burn matchup, right? And it lasts for, like, I don't know, we are in round 20. Okay, that's 1 damage. Okay. Fire Blast me? Wow. Okay. I mean, it is what it is, right? Genau. This is the card, Spinning Darkness, that at least gets me some life back. So yeah, let's see. Let's see how we can sideboard against this deck. I think like we've just never drawn the Snuff Out is really bad here. We've never drawn the Nether Spirit, so that's a bummer. I will go with Contagion instead. And of course, there's no way to gain life in this deck. Smother is better than like I don't like Engineer Plague in this deck. I can say human, but there's pop, human, and something else. It's not particularly good. And of course, I don't like the Furnace. The Furnace is basically, it's really bad because, of course, he can get rid of cards in his graveyard, so he can't activate his Barbarian Ring. But, yeah, maybe 2 Contagion is enough. Yeah, let's try it like that. Burn is not a great matchup. And I was trying to find some things that I can insert in the sideboard. So maybe you can add in the comments below what you would have, like, what your sideboard would look like against the burn matchup. And this is, of course, a 1-land, a 0-lander. This is a 1-lander. Oh, this is not looking great. This is a 1-lander as well, but we can't go down to less than. Oh, wait a minute. Cancel. We need to get rid of cards in our hand to get Nether Spirit on the board. And to get the lock going, right? So I will get rid of all the discard here. Let's try it like that. Like if we can go turn 2 Sickening Dreams to discard Nether Spirit to kill his 1-mana play, we're back in the game, right? Because Nether Spirit comes back and then we need to draw a 3rd land and then we have Contamination and everything shines. So yeah, let's see if that works. Like it's not a perfect game plan, of course, but yeah, there's a Swamp, there's a Sickening Dreams X1, discard Nether Spirit, deal 1 damage to everything. And that's the best play we can do with this hand. And now we need to draw one additional land, and he can't have Fire Blast or a Bolt or something like that. Seal of Fire, sure. So now the Nether Spirit comes back. Yep. So we have a blocker, at least. So I can run out the Contamination. If he kills Nether Spirit in response to the trigger, then he's out of the loop. But maybe he doesn't know that this works. If you play fringe decks like that one, maybe. Maybe they will just scoop when they see Contamination and Nether Spirit. Because Seal of Fire is a way to get around this, and also so is Grim Lavamancer. But we need to try it. Because, like, the longer the game goes, like, he needs to do it exactly in my upkeep when both triggers on this, like, when the trigger, like, he has a window, definitely. Let's see. Right. Trigger on a stack. Now he needs to kill it. Yup. And that's how he's how it goes. So yeah, there's a Mishra's Factory. That's good. We can tap 2 of his mana. I don't need to. Just put the Powder Keg in. Like, of course, that was no hard lock, but it, like, the seal was the one actually responding correctly. But one needs to try, right? There's a lot of people who don't know how to play against this. So, and I will leave the Mishra's Factory open, just in case. Okay. Attacks? I would love to get this Mishra's Factory bolted, because I really don't care. Okay. I will trade the Mishra Factory with a bolt, or with the shock, sure. Okay. Why though? Vortex? Yep. Vortex is a good one. But we got the Nether Spirit, so right now, take 2. Nether Spirit comes back. Powder Keg to 1. Yes. So right now, what we're gonna do is Duress. Good draw. Okay, Barbarian Ring Mountain and a 1-drop. So now I will activate the Mishra's Factory, and we need to raise him here, right? So we got Nether Spirit every single turn if he wants to kill it. We got this Mishra's Factory, and we got his Lava Man covered. So this is a race, ladies and gentlemen, against Burn. It's not the best position to be in, but we'll try. We'll try. So he goes down to 14. Maybe always you to that. He will play the Barbarian Ring. That's literally just a land. So his hand is 1 unknown, mountain. Okay, that was the 1 unknown. I don't know why they play like that, but now I know what his hand looks like. Powder Keg stays at 1. Top decks. Zombie Infestation, A. We'll activate the Mishra's Factory first. Get in for 4. And I do think I want to deploy the Zombie Infestation. Because why not? Like, I don't want to tap any of his mana. And I don't want to, like, play around, like, even if we let them know that we have some kind of sort of removal, maybe. But our clock is faster, right? So let's see what he top decks. Nether Spirit can be a good clock. Like 2/2, you can't remove properly. It's not bad. Jackal Pop. Yup. It's not a good blocker. Let's stay at 1. So do I want to push for... I need to push for... Okay. Let's do Duress first. And I know his hand. That was stupid. But anyway. Yeah. I know his hand. So basically, I will activate this right now because in the next cycle, if he plays Lava Man, he can block with Lava Man, of course, but even if he blocks there, he takes 2. But if he plays Lava Man, he's stuck at 2 life, and now we will attack for 4. No, so now he gets down to 2 in his upkeep. And then it's basically us shipping the turn because he won't deal 11 damage or 9 damage in one turn with his hand. So that goes to us. It's always a tricky matchup, right? And he needed to put a lot of effort getting rid of our creature or getting like focusing on different things. So let's see. Okay. That one goes to us, even though it was a multi 5, by the way. That's also good to mention. Maybe I take the Sickening Dreams for if he overextends, but we have the Contagion already. Yeah, I think we're fine. We're fine. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have any options that you see for the sideboard. Like I was thinking around Zuran Orb and stuff like that, but it comes with such a big drawback, and you've seen already how few lands we are playing, or how few lands we have in play on average. So I think the best thing to do, and we're also getting rid of our card. So Ivory Tower is also off the table. So there's not that much. It's Drain Life maybe, Drain Life for 2. It's not the best thing to do. Yeah, the best thing would be like sacrifice a creature, gain 2 life or something like that, and then we can utilize it with Nether Spirit. But yeah, these are my thoughts around it. Need to take some more time to investigate that. And even if we get the combo on the table, then we're golden. And this is a good hand because we can go turn 1 Cabal Therapy, turn 2 Zombie Infestation, discard Nether Spirit, and we go from there. I think what they play to some extent is Phyrexian Furnace, Contagion. Okay. All right. So in that case, we need 1 black. Okay, awesome. Cabal Therapy U, naming Lightning Bolts. Or we actually name, do we name Lightning Bolt or do we name Seal of? No, we name Lightning Bolts. Grim Lavamancer, Incinerate, Mountain, and Vortex. Okay. So we will take the 2, and if he plays Grim Lavamancer as a follow-up, then we Contagion, discarding the Cabal Therapy. Because he wants to play Lavamancer on 2, right? He's not incinerating for the sake of it. Okay, we take 2. Come on, overextend. Deploy the Lava Man. We only have 1 black mana, it doesn't make any sense. Deploy the Lava Man. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so Mountain Lava Man. His hand is Incinerate, Sulfuric Vortex. I think we can wait until we draw another black card. Like Contamination. Okay, so I will play Rishadan Port. Do we play Zombie Infestation right now? If I play Zombie Infestation right now, I can discard the Nether Spirit and another card. We'll get a zombie. We can sack the zombie, get rid of the Sulfuric Vortex. Do we need to get rid of both of these creatures if we have a zombie in play? I don't think so. Because Lava Man can't be activated and Jackal is not great. Like, do I need to? I need to get rid of the Sulfuric Vortex because otherwise we're just dead eventually. So I will get rid of Nether Spirit and we will draw Swamp Brain. Or do I get rid of the Cabal Therapy? I do get rid of the Cabal Therapy. Yep. All right. So there's a zombie. We will take another 3 next turn. But then we will have the lock, right? I will just target him, sack the zombie, take the Sulfuric Vortex. And let me know in the comments if any of my lines don't make any sense. That's why I'm here. That's also why I want to learn. I'm not the perfect player of this deck. So double mountain, incinerate is his hand, right? Let me just get that straight here. Okay. And now probably he won't attack because he thinks that I can make a zombie. Maybe. Let's see. Okay, there's one mountain. Do I want to, like, I need Contamination because it just wins if he can't activate the Grim Lavamancer. Yeah, I just take 2 here. It's fine. All right. Cool. So let's get the Nether Spirit back. Okay. And now we play the Swamp, play Cabal Therapy, sacrifice. Now he needs to incinerate. Yup. And what we name is Fire Blast. Because all the other cards don't matter because he will have only... Okay. He does Fire Blast me here. Yep. Then we name Mountain. We name Bryn's Barone of Midway. And we got a mountain. Okay. Contamination it is. So now he can shoot me for 2. Yep. And now he has no... Okay. So now he thinks he can win with this. He plays a mountain. And now we have Contagion. If he attacks. Okay. He attacks only with the Jackal. Distribute 1, 2. Okay. Exile Duress. All right. So now we have the lock. So if we don't screw up, we just win the game here. Because he can't, like, the only thing he can do to get out of this is to draw Curse Scroll. So this goes on the stack first. Yes. Sacrifice a creature. Yes. Okay. Second Contamination. That's something to discard. So now what we do is we keep the loop open for a bunch of turns. And then discard cards to Zombie Infestation to generate 2/2s and win with the 2/2s. That is what we do. This on the stack. Always Contamination on the stack first, so first on the stack, then Nether Spirit comes. Nether Spirit comes first, then we sack the Nether Spirit. Now we pass the turn. And he's literally locked out of the game because he has no card to get rid of Contamination because he's playing red only. So now we can start generating 2/2s and get in with the 2/2s. If you want to play that out, we got 10 minutes to go. Maybe I will speed it up later on a little bit. So, we'll see. And it's not taking that long, right? That on a stack first. Yes. Sacrifice. Yes. All right. Attack phase, 2 damage to you. He can have like firebolts, like fire blast, fire blast. That's what he can have, definitely. So we need to win until this happens. But I think with having 4 power in play next turn, it's a pretty decent clock. Curse Throne. So yeah, that's the game, ladies and gentlemen, and this is how this combo works. In paper, of course, it's a bit faster, right? Because the interaction is faster, and they can just say pass a turn, and it works better on like it definitely works better when you play this in paper. But anywho, that was a great one. See you in the next one. Cheers. All right, guys, here for round 3, we are on the play. Let's see what we got here. Removal into removal into removal and Rishadan Port. Yeah, we can survive until we find the combo here. So I will start with giving him literally. Well, I will get this swamp here because like why not? Like turn 2 Rishadan Port is fine. I don't want to wasteland on 1. Let's see what he does. Yavimaya Coast. Exploration, eh? Is this lands with Horn of Greed and stuff like that? Is that what I'm thinking it is? Another double exploration, sure. Go ahead, mate. Go ahead. So we got a win con, ladies and gentlemen, and we know what this win con will look like. We're gonna port the hell out of this City of Brass. Yeah. So I will play Rishadan Port, stop at his upkeep, and now you get damage, mister. You get all the damage every single turn. We got 18 turns to go. It works. If you get double port, double City of Brass, that's a clock, right? And now he's stuck on 2 lands. We can deploy our lands. I will Wasteland, his other land. Life's great, right? Sometimes all you need is a Rishadan Port and a City of Brass, and then you're golden. That's almost as satisfying as having an opponent with 3 or 4 Sacromancies. Let me scoop it up. 3 or more Sacromancies, and then without a zombie. So we saw some green stuff. I know that he's rather playing. I do think that's the lands combo deck. So what I would board like that. Then I will add the Dystopias. I will add the Haunting Echoes as well. Get rid of all the removal because I don't think that he plays that many creatures, right? So we can get rid of Innocent Bloods and get rid of Smothers or even an Engineer's Plague is the worst. Yeah, so like that, and we can go for maybe Edict if he's squeezing something in. Yeah, something like that. It's fine. So all of this stuff, like of course Powder Keg, really good against artifacts, per se. Dystopia against all of his like green stuff. They're playing a lot of counter spells as well. We got discard for that. And that was the easiest game one ever. Like double exploration into 2 lands. Not that great. Yeah, turn 1 Duress. Turn 2 Wasteland your land because you're so reliant on lands. I take it. Let's see what he does. Grand Colosseum. So many lands that do damage. That's probably he plays an Oath deck, by the way, right? So that's normally it's an Oath deck, and we're pretty good against Oath decks. Okay, Stifle, Horn of Greed, Vision Charm, Dreadnought. So we got the Dreadnought covered, but he doesn't know that, right? I will take the Vision Charm here because the Horn of Greed is not like particularly great. It's also supporting me by. So we took the Vision Charm. So that's the main thing against Dreadnought is we got so many removal. Of course, we bought out a lot of removal, but we still got. Okay, he's going for it. Wow. Like that's. In my opinion, that's a bad play. Oh, Vision Charm? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I would have like waited another turn so that he has protection with the Vision Charm, but hey, who am I to judge? Okay, Sickening Dreams. Do I want to discard 12 cards? No, I don't. I will start in your upkeep. When this is back, you are back, right? Yeah, of course you're back. And then maybe you want to sacrifice a creature, mister? I think so, right? Yeah, you want to. Okay. Wasteland is golden here. Nether Spirit next turn would also do the trick. Another Dreadnought. Okay. Stifle. We boarded out so much removal. Whoopsies. I wasn't expecting that. Like, I was expecting the Horn of Greed thingies. Okay. So what we can do here. Do I want him to have the Horn of Greed in play? Because we want to draw answers, right? Tough one. So I know his hand is Horn of Greed. What do we do here? What did we board out? Double checking real quick. We boarded out Snuff Outs. All the Innocent Bloods. We have 1 Smother in the deck still. Well, it's going to be a tough one. But we will play Nether Spirit. And then if he plays Horn of Greed, that's good for us. Because we can draw an additional card. And maybe, just maybe, we find the Smother. Who will deal with the Dreadnought. Yeah, so Innocent Blood will go in again. Yeah. So yeah, we will block. Because I don't care. So we can lock him out of the game. But we can't deal with this Dreadnought. Like, coming back, going down to 10. Nether Spirit comes back. Draw a card. Damn it. 1 turn too late. Powder Keg. Can we do something here? We actually can't. Nope. Unfortunate. So let's go to game 3. We got the 4 Powder Kegs as live draws, right? But of course we need, like, against this deck we need Innocent Bloods. And maybe less Haunting Echoes. And less Dystopia. I don't know what I was thinking with this Dystopia. Maybe against, like, Oath of Druids and stuff like that. But, of course, Oath of Druids is not a big deal for us. And maybe about, like, something that's getting rid of our graveyard or like a big angel or something like that. But we got Innocent Bloods in this deck, right? We got it covered. His name is Roland Dejean. Maybe it's also the German guy. His name is Roland. Okay. Yeah, I can live with that. Powder Keg is a good card. We don't got black mana, but that doesn't matter. Furnace. It doesn't matter yet. Exploration, sure. Yep. Alright, there's a black mana. On point as always. So what do we do here? I can deploy Powder Keg. I can also Wasteland one of his lands. It will set us, like if he has double land, would be annoying. I think we just run out Powder Keg. Just to be safe, right? He can stifle Powder Keg anytime, but strange deck that he plays. Like Exploration, Horn of Greed, and also like Horn of Greed, yeah, sure. Yep, and he draws another card. We also draw cards. Not to forget, right? Of course, he can draw more cards eventually, but now we can potentially double Wasteland, stripping him off of literally anything. I think that's the play, right? So we play Wasteland, we draw a card. Okay. And I will just get rid of this one, get rid of this one. And then eventually, like, I don't think we want to take this up, but if he has, yeah, he has no land. That's exactly what I was thinking. We don't need him to, like, we can cycle this because anyway, this stays on one due to the Dreadnought. Or do I want to uptick this? I don't think so. Nah, not yet. Okay, there's the Innocent Blood. Now we could have upticked this, but anyway. Draw a card. Thanks. Zombie Infestation first. Because we can get some clock going here and also get some soft lock with the Contamination. Yup. Draw a card. Another Horn of Greed? Okay, now we're ticking up, man. Now we are ticking up. Do I want to? Yeah, I think I want to discard one Contamination, one Mishra's Factory. Yeah. At least get some clocks going. Powder Keg, uptick. So I will draw two. Thank you. Always yields. Okay, double Innocent Blood. I will Duress here because maybe there's some creepy combo going on. Yeah, I knew it. Oh, damn it. Take an extra turn after this one. You lose yada yada yada. Beginning of your upkeep, Form of the Dragon. So what can he like? Discard X cards, get it back. Mana Leak is not relevant. Yeah. So we will take the Form of the Dragon. I will activate Mishra. Because it doesn't really matter. I need to push damage through. And I will eventually make two more zombies and then get rid of his Horn of Greeds. And then we have a clock going, right? And we also have like one Innocent Blood to cover his Dreadnought. Okay. Oh, you can stifle this trigger? Sure. Makes sense. Is that a trigger even? Is that even a trigger? After what? After that turn's end step, you lose the game? Okay. Yeah, that's a trigger, right? Yeah, that's a triggered ability, so he can stifle it. Sure. I mean, yeah. Okay. Cool. Yep. I will definitely put a counter on this. Draw a land to draw two cards. Not a land. Let me just. Tech for 4, see what he does. Like, he has only counter spells in hand, right? That are relevant to me. So I will definitely kill the horns. And then we ship the turn. And now, end of his next turn, like he's at 10. 1, 2, 3 zombies would be 8, 10. So we can go for it if we want to. Yeah. Yeah, that was lethal. And that's the match. Like, pretty wild deck, to be honest. Like, I've never played against a deck like this. But wild combination. Probably he wanted to go Form of the Dragon somehow with Academy Rector, I can assume, or just like, I don't know, get to 8 lands. I have no clue. All right, let me know in the comments what you think, what he was up to. Cheers, bye. All right, guys, we're here for the wrap up. Contamination. Well, so in every single one of those games, you've seen the combo actually. So the combo won the game, even with an additional win con like Zombie Infestation or without, right? So I think in the current meta, this deck really shines. It shines against Dreadnought due to the fact that you have so many removal main deck and additional ones in the sideboard. I really do like mass removals like Sickening Dreams. Probably I will add one Infest in the sideboard. I was considering that prior to that because I don't want to play like the 4th Engineering Plague. Maybe I will switch from the Engineering Plague in the main deck to an Infest in the main deck just to get rid of like White Weenies, Elves, Goblins, right? This is just good. In general, this deck is pretty good in what it does, right? And you may have seen some concerns against Burn, for example, where we had the Nether Spirit in play and it got Sealer fired in response. But sometimes, even to make the opponent shoot your creatures that will come back eventually anyway, is good enough, right? And it will just win you the game on the spot. And you have 4 Contamination in the deck, so you will draw them eventually. Skeletal Scrying, however, at the moment didn't shine in the videos, but I think it's a really good addition to the deck. So I will probably also try to play 3 of these instead of 2, because I can see in some points to just add also 4 fetch lands to the deck, just in order to make the graveyard bigger. But yeah, those are iterations I try to find with this deck. So let me know in the comments below what you would change in this current list. And I will be happy to play this in the next Moxforge League in my foil version. I can also link a picture below in the description. Really proud of that project finally getting done. And I'm still experiencing or training with the deck. So if you have any suggestions how to play better, what to change in the sideboard, for instance, also what to change against burn matchups, like what kind of life gain you would include, just let me know. And I wish you guys a really nice day and talk to you and write with you in the comments. Have a good one. Cheers. Bye bye.